me find my notes. Idler phones, there we go. Air conditioning compressors and idler phones. I think the good thing to note about the situation is exactly what you'll be able to experience from First Transit as well, is that we have a great wealth of resources, qualified and experienced people with lots of knowledge, and we can send those resources anywhere we need to when specific issues arise. In this case, we sent our director of maintenance who resides in El Cajon and his assistant. We brought in some technicians from other locations throughout the West region. They've been on the ground there for over 60 days. And in doing so, we took a down list of about 75 to 80 vehicles back down to under 40 vehicles, which is the normal for that operation. We have a director of safety who can get involved should we have safety issues, the director of maintenance I mentioned, the director of operations should we have operational issues. Ideally, those guys can be here in less than a day, and in your case, even better than that because they all reside in the Southern California area. So again, just let me say thanks for letting me speak, and I look forward to a long-term relationship with the city of Calexico.
Thank you, Eric. We gave you 3 minutes.
Okay.
Appreciate that very much. We have our next speaker, Carlos Rocha. Subject of 3 minutes to speak. Just for you in the audience, I have a timer that I'm looking at on my phone. So, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Carlos Rocha, and this is to the city manager and the city councilman. As you can see in your agenda, it says that we are allowed to discussing towards the things that you guys are, discussing it, and we are allowed for 3 minutes. And I would like for you guys to respect the 3 minutes. I know sometimes we might get out of hand. It depends on what the conflict is. But I would like for you guys to, respect your 3 minutes on the public. Because the public pays the taxes for the city. And you're a representative for the residents of the city of Calexico. That's the only comment I have.
Thank you. Carlos, you have 2 minutes, 13 seconds left. One of the things we're trying to do is we're trying to implement everything so that things flow the way they should be in the way, so everybody gets a chance to speak, the process, so we know who they are, everybody knows who they are, it's on record, so that Moody keeps a record of who spoke on what day, so we want to professionalize this a little bit more. The next person on the list, Carl, T.H. Carl, Imperial County Film Commission.
Good evening. I just came this evening because I am the new project manager for the Imperial County Film Commission. As of the past 3 to 4 years, it's been a volunteer-run organization. Susie Carrillo has done a fantastic job heading that up, and in the stay of a hired person, keeping that going. As of 3 weeks ago, I am on full-time, and it is through the gracious help and donations and cooperation of the cities of the Imperial Valley that we are able to bring filming and commercials and television shows and various magazines down to the valley to work and to help our economy. So I just wanted to introduce myself and thank you, and I will be in front of you sometime in the future on an agenda to talk to you about the future of the Film Commission and how you can help with that. I just wanted to thank you tonight.
Thank you, Charlotte. Appreciate that. Let us know when big features are being filmed out there.
I will. When any actors, I'll come talk to you.
Thank you. General comments by City Council. I will start on my right. Councilman Moran.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Citizens, schools are around the corner, and hopefully our sales will come back up throughout the city, and I look forward to that. Summer is over. Sales in the business world means sales tax to the city to increase our coffers. Several citizens have come up to me and mentioned that why we don't have many places to sit in the downtown area, specifically on First Street. So maybe that's something that Mr. Castro or Mr. Finley's department can look into, especially right there on First Street. We always see a lot of people standing up, leaning against the walls, etc. I don't mean looking for loitering, but for people waiting for their friends crossing the border and make it a more welcoming situation. I'd also like to see at our city council meeting, since that is on the agenda as far as protocols and procedures, that we may have our agenda put on the computer and perhaps on the LCD projector to save paper. And so the audience can, if they don't have an agenda, if we run out of agendas at the back, they can look up here to the screen and see what item we are on and follow along with our council meeting. So hopefully for our next meeting, Mr. Velez, if that is a possibility. You're working on that currently? We're working on that currently. Well, good enough. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. No, I don't have nothing to report at this time. Mr. Robert?
The only thing that I have is I'm still on the issue of the increase of the meters for downtown. One of the things is that when I do come across the border, some of the areas are still pretty dirty. I'm talking about trash on the streets, curbs and whatever. One of the things that's been talked about is that those monies be used somehow for additional patrol service. And I don't know yet, because that's what has gone into discussion, that maybe some of those monies to help downtown should be for maintenance, cleaning, maintenance, and maybe adding some of the features, like for example, seating areas, Councilman Moreno mentioned. There are some talk about some along 3rd Street. Yes, 3rd Street, where there's some businesses there that have no seating whatsoever. So it would be good to have some benches installed at different points of the downtown area. That's where I would like to see those additional monies go to. That's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay. I'd like to start off, I was at there was a border governors conference this past week in the Los Angeles area, consisting of the 4 U.S. border states, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, and the 6 Mexican border states. I could name them, but there's a lot of them. So 6 of them. What was interesting is that Governor Schwarzenegger's office invited us to talk about border life and border crossings, issues that affect the border. And since obviously we deal with that every day, he asked us to sit on a panel, which I attended, and talked about some of the regional issues and how it affects state and federal issues, how they affect life, how they affect border crossings, long wait times, how they affect commerce, how they affect businesses in our community, and ultimately how it affects the city's ability to provide services. Because if we don't have the sales tax revenue, because there's a long wait line, people stop wanting to come across, we can't provide the services that we need to. So it brought a different perspective. The other mayors that were there were from other parts, not on the border, on the U.S. side. On the Mexican side, there were border mayors, but I think they really appreciated the fact that we could contribute, giving them that day-to-day experience. As a result, they did sign a pact where they are focusing on border crossing issues. They are taking this to the presidency of the United States and counterpart in the president of Mexico. So there were a lot of high-level officials. The director of Homeland Security was there. He's obviously listening to all of this, and Mexico had their Secretary of Natural Resources. Big thing was going green as well. So it was very exciting for us that we were able to contribute, and ultimately by them signing a pact that really focuses on border crossings. That was this past week. We've also met with a developer that was having some concern. They didn't understand what was needed to move the project forward. I think Armando really clearly laid that out for them so that they would truly understand what they need to do. Councilman Romero was at the meeting. There was a 2-week time frame, so time is running. It's not on my stopper or timer, but 2 weeks are running.